Welcome to No Substitute.
Sorry. I had a meatball. I think it was.
Do you need some Pepto-Bismol before
No,
the show
I took
starts?
a shit ton of Prilosec.
Honestly, we're just going to keep this intro.
Got a little belly going.
Welcome to No Substitutes,
Love it.
the show where I have...
Come on, get it together. Let's get
I know, I'm
serious.
sorry. Welcome to No Substitutes, the show where I have some of my favorite people on. We talk about what ingredients make them who they are. And today, I have a very special guest. Did you sniff the mic?
Yeah, I was just curious. I knew Remy was here.
Oh,
Just Bianca. Or what is it, Banaka?
I don't know.
Well, could be either. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. He is a...
Yeah, go wide.
He's one of the most...
Angle it up a little bit, too. I got a chin thing.
I've got a chin thing.
Put some pounds on.
Can you let me finish?
Sorry.
He is, in my opinion, the most talented stand-up comic, writer, actor,
Nice.
and my very dear friend.
Mm-hmm.
He's from New England, which is has a big character flaw of his.
Impressive. Yep, it really is.
Please welcome Brent Morin.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You should just...
No, this is the new thing. I've learned
What
this
is
from
that?
Peter O'Toole.
Peter O'Toole?
Yeah, because actors today do this shit all the time.
Oh, yeah. I always...
Prayer hands. But I watched him do this in theater. Now, this might be a dog call, but at the same time, I like it. Now, let me tell you about New England real quick, okay? No, because I've had this realization. I was just in Maine,
Yeah.
floating around.
I saw you were on some tubes.
I was having a reset, lower
Yeah.
the shoulders a couple days is what I call it. It's where you get the shoulders to lower. Just a reset.
Okay.
But my buddy David Sullivan, great actor, go look
Great
him
actor.
up.
Yeah.
Texas boy.
Yeah.
All his Texas friends were there. And I realized how much nicer they were than, say, my friend who lives a block away.
Yes.
He literally said to me today, he goes, "What are you, a fucking idiot?" Before he even started a conversation. And I thought all friends talked to each other like that. But I realized I'm in an abusive relationship with my upbringing.
Oh.
Because in Texas, David was an idiot with the boat. And I wanted to be like, "Fucking idiot." But his friends goes, "You got it, Dave. It's all good. You got it. Oh, way to go, Dave." And I said, "New friend?" He goes, 30 years. And I went, "What the fuck?" If I did what you did, which was wrong, the shit I would have gotten would have been unreal for my... What are you, a fucking moron? This is why your brother's dead. All that shit.
God.
Sorry. Matthew would have liked that. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Matt.
Whoops, brought it down.
No.
Reset? Room tone?
No.
Got it. All right, give me my course.
And a 1 and a 2.
God, I'm so ADD. I can't get past these flowers.
I know.
That's not flowers.
Nope. Okay.
I just want the audience to know in case I look. What the fuck is this? Tickle fetish.
Tickle fetish, I guess.
Hi, I'm Brent Morin, former TV star. Whoa, almost came. For $9.99, you can get just
The
one
mic's
of these.
over there.
Not the whole batch. I'm not done.
Okay.
But if you keep calling, $45.99 a month.
I
You get this
understand.
entire bushel.
You can get this entire bushel.
All right. Sorry, I distracted. What if I never came back? All right. Get to the questions. No.
The camera.
Go ahead, it's your
loves you.
show.
It is. I understand what you were saying now earlier. Well, we'll just get into it.
Mm-hmm.
What are 3 ingredients you need for your profession, you would say?
Okay, 3 ingredients. Lunacy.
Yeah.
Definitely you have to be a bit of a loon. I learned this during the pandemic, actually, because I didn't have a stage, and I never thought I needed a stage. But then I was with myself. I went through a breakup right before, thank God. And otherwise it'd be a murder, it'd be me dead, and she'd get away with it because everybody liked her more. And I had to get to know me. You shouldn't get to know yourself that
On
much.
that, on that level.
And I realized how much of a lunatic I am when I'm talking to homeless guys with paintings and shit. Like I was at a crosswalk during the pandemic, and this homeless guy goes, "The sky is nickels." And everybody, of course, just avoided. And I went, "Go on."
Go on.
We got in a full hour conversation because I was wondering where he was coming from.
Right.
And I realized, as my mother said, I'm one joke away from a homeless person. So, no, it's okay. She's the reason I'm funny, New England.
I know.
And that's the first ingredient. You need lunacy. I can't be in a cubicle. I've done it.
No.
It doesn't work for me. The second thing you need is the ability to kind of have that over-analytical brain, that thing that is so torturous. Like people always talk about like, oh, comics are so dark. No, anybody in the arts is, because as my dad said, you got to be in touch with your emotions. And if you're in touch with your emotions, you're going to get sad, mad, all these particular things. But I call that the third eye. It's like this thing that you're on the same wavelength with somebody. It's like Gary Shandling said it best. He goes, the second a comedian's comfortable at a party, he's not a comedian anymore. Like, it's because we're overanalyzing everything. Like, why are we all wearing the same thing? Why are we doing this? What is this? What is that? Everything is a question. And what makes a comic is we don't answer that question.
No.
We, people that are scientists, they don't have the third eye. They have two eyes and they pay attention to the homework. We go, what the fuck is that plant? And then we don't answer questions. We make bits and we leave with no actual substance.
You guys
And
are
I ran out of
like-
breath there because I had a meatball. And the third thing is resilience. You really have to have a work ethic.
Yeah.
I have so many comics go, how do I get past at the Comedy Store? How do I do this or this? I go, just do what I did. Do 50 shows a month, work in a 9 to 7 job at Conan, have no social life, sleep 2 hours a night with the car with no door handle,
Like, it's
bomb
just
for
as
10
easy
years.
as that.
Yeah, just be a masochist in a lot of ways. Like, you really have to torture yourself. And trust me,
kind
there
of
are
enjoy
so
the
many
process.
times. I don't. I do now. It's like Mr. Miyagi, with the wax on, wax off bullshit. By the way, that old guy could not, he had asthma. I mean, don't get me started with him, but anybody bald, I root for. So, but yeah, that's that little third nugget,
Yeah.
Yeah. So those three ingredients
Yeah.
throw into
I
a
always
sauce.
say stand-up comics are like modern-day philosophers.
Yeah, well, Mark Twain was the first real stand-up without a stage. I have a book on my coffee table. What up? Where it's just
I
basically
read.
jokes. Some of them are open mic jokes, and some of them are great insight,
Yeah.
But yeah, our job is to question everything,
Yeah.
go against the grain, but not on purpose. Like, it really is almost, I don't want to say a calling because it's not really something I wanted to do, but it's something where I had to do it.
Yeah.
I always say, like, you want to be a stand-up or you have to be.
Yeah.
Like, there really is that thing, not to be too dramatic about it, but
Right.
I'm not kidding. My mom's kind of right. She said, I'm a traveling carny. Because she has said to me, she goes, I said, yeah, this girl likes me on the road and she wants to get coffee. And my mom said, why? She goes, you're not staying. She goes, you're a carny. You came in with the Ferris wheel and the popcorn, and you're
now you're
leaving. She goes, she needs to get a grip. I'm telling you, you got to meet her. She's funnier than me.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's I don't know. I think to be that stupid, to do 10 years basically of no money, spending money basically. For no reason. Yeah, I think those are the three things. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I knew you were going to get me there, but I didn't know this early. There's the clip. All right.
there's
let's
the
get that.
clip. That's just going to be the thumbnail. We don't
Love
even
it.
need to get another
Doesn't
one.
matter.
Yep.
It's better than the Netflix one.
Did Undatable or Conan have better catering?
Ooh. Okay. That's not bad. Oh, well, Conan.
Yeah.
Conan did.
I figured.
Well, Okay,
Well, you
so
had
Conan
more
had
people to. Yeah.
well, it's both in different ways.
Okay.
Conan had better catering because it was Conan. It was the biggest thing on TBS at the time. So we had sprinkled cupcakes and all this shit that would come in every day
not
for every
food.
guest. Yeah, but I'll get
Diabetes.
to diabetes.
Diabetes.
But yeah, no, that was a big problem because all these new cakes and bullshit would come in and they'd put them in dressing rooms for celebrities and they'd never take them. So then I would take them home for me and my roommates and shit. So we'd have cheese platters and all this bullshit. And then it was just a nonstop of food. Conan caught me once just taking a bunch of cupcakes home and he goes, "Are you a pedophile?" And I was like, "No, I have a fat cousin.
No,
and,
I have a fat cousin.
and you don't pay me enough." Now, Undatable was like a couple trays of bullshit, but it was good because I went from $430 a week as a PA, parking Conan's car, to having my own parking spot and starring in a show. And so free breakfast, given all this shit. Like I was so uncomfortable with it. Irish Catholic Guild, thanks, Dad. I was amped for it. And then, of course, Rick Glassman, shout out. He, sixth lead of the show, changed the entire catering. he keep in mind he was a waiter at a steakhouse, and then he booked one of the leads of a sitcom, and so he had no experience either. But he changed all. He goes, "We need turkey bacon, we need egg whites, we need." Oh my God, he made a whole list. To his credit, though, he's never changed. He's the same person at a steakhouse as he was as a celebrity. If he met a president, he would be the same person.
It's like, no, here's what you gotta do.
Yeah. But our last season of Undatable was better because we were live the whole season. And to help influencers and other people to come, Bill Lawrence built a bar on the set that was a live streaming bar with free Don Julio 1942, free wine. I mean, catered by like all these great places. Oh, the worst was like the Big Bang guys would come there after work because they were on the lot.
Oh, yeah.
But fuck you guys. You know, you make $1 million an ep and
Don't
you
come
have
take our free
Batmobiles.
stuff.
You can get this. You own this company. So I used to come in like, the fuck's Johnny Galecki doing? Eat that. Well, they're here. Yeah, they tweeting now? They doing anything? I don't think they're doing anything. I think he's just eating and drinking, and he's going to drive his car that drives itself home. That's fun. That's cool. That's great.
That's fun.
I'm glad he's short. But yeah, that was like, and then Remy and all our friends, they used to go there to pregame all the time. It was a fun ass
I'll just
place.
stop by Brent's real quick.
Oh, it was the best. Then you have Meghan Trainor, Ed Sheeran, Backstreet Boys. They're just hanging.
Yeah, I remember that.
Towards the end, it became like a thing. It was an event.
Right. Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
That's probably a
Even
fun
people
time.
that canceled us, just eating shit going,
We're not gonna do the show.
we'll see what happens, but you guys are doing a good job. You know, like, I was like Cabernet or whatever it's called.
Exactly. Yeah.
I remember Conan, by the way. Just let me cut you off for a second.
Of course. It's not my show.
Conan is a comedic genius. Conan taught me everything watching from a distance. Speaking of callback, Mr. Miyagi, wax on, wax off. I watched him treat comedy like a job. I never saw comedy could be treated as a job. I thought it was just a bunch of wild animals just running around. So structure was a thing. You know, this guy was the president of the National Lampoon for 2 years in Harvard. He is the definition of a comedic genius. I've never seen somebody be able to pinpoint bits and do things a certain way.
Almost like a formula.
Yeah, and also not. Like, I remember Anchorman 2 was getting announced. This is an untold story. And they shut down the set. I was a stage PA. For anybody who wants to get in the business, it's a great job if you're with Conan's crew. Because I had Steve Hollander, Greg Kassoff, and Jackie Stathis, my stage managers, greatest people in the world. They let me stay on set. And I said, what's going on? Will Ferrell's going to announce Anchorman 2 on this show.
Oh.
So he came out as Ron Burgundy in rehearsal. I got to watch him with the jazz flute with our flute player, our flautist.
A flutist.
A flutist or flautist or flaute. Food.
Food.
I'm not an English guy. But watching Conan and Will not know what to do made me realize this is no different than shooting a Vine video or an Instagram story. Like, and the fact that Will was literally like, what do you think, Conan? What's funnier?
Right.
And then I think it's funnier if you come out this way and do this. Okay, like this. And he's full Ron Burgundy. And I'm going, you got to have a lack of ego.
Yeah.
And understand, like, this is the biggest problem with comics today because of the podcast circuit. And look, 98% of comics are kids under the bleachers at prom that weren't invited.
Oh.
Yeah, I wasn't, so don't awe me.
Oh, no, I wasn't.
I was invited every
I
year.
know.
Didn't go.
I know.
Sorry, Sherry Chung.
I know.
Great at math. That's
Great
not an
at
Asian
math.
thing. She was. But I was cute.
Yeah.
And I was athletic at a point. I went to prom. I didn't know that a lot of comics aren't used to being at that table. And so now they're flaunting, but it's out of insecurity.
Yeah.
You know? Conan never had that.
Yeah.
To the point that I remember he would throw trash on my car when we were shooting Undatable. And I remember our PA comes up to me and he goes, I don't know how to say this, but Conan is throwing trash on your car. And I go, Conan O'Brien? And they don't know I used to work for him because we're
They're
next
like,
door.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, and of course I didn't wash it. I still had the shitty Camry with no door handle, you know, 'cause poor kid syndrome. And I went, God damn it, O'Brien. And I ran outside and chased him down Warner Brothers. I go, get back here. And then the PA is completely like, what the fuck? And I go, we've never gotten along. And I just let it live. And everybody was like, you're not going to tell him that you know him, you work for him? I go, no, I think it's funnier if he never knows. He just goes to his friends the way I did. And they go, well, I got a story for you. Conan O'Brien hates Brent Morin. All right, go ahead. Questions.
No, I mean, that kind of answers my next one, which was, what's your favorite memory with Conan?
Oh. That, and then, honestly, when I came back as a guest, like, there were two things that happened. Things started working for me, and I wasn't nervous because delusional confidence is a great tool in life. You know, now I'm 37 and everything is a thing. Like, even I'm looking at curbs before I even get up on them. Like, and I used to just jump out of my own car when I drove. I'd done that before, 25 miles an hour. Did that as a bit. While I was driving, kicked it into neutral. It was a stick shift, and I jumped out to get back at my friend for stealing my car keys, and I don't want to get into it, but I got hurt.
I got hurt.
Car ended up in a farm. But, oh yeah, I was so hurt. I'm not lying. But now I'm like scared to cross the street. Can't have headphones in. Delusional confidence is a great thing. Conan, though, to me was like a full circle because I remember I was a stand-in for like Andy Richter and stuff, and it's all East Coast transplants. So back to the New England thing, it's not just New England, it's everybody in the Northeast is an asshole. That's just how we are. That's love.
Yeah.
You know, you go to a pizza place, it's like, what? What do you want? What? Can I get a slice of cheese? Give them two, get the fuck out of here. Your money's no good here, kid. And it's like, well, that was nice, but I'm traumatized, you know? So all these guys are East Coast transplants, and I'm standing in for a comic that I've done shows with the night before, holding his wardrobe up. And at this point, I'm kind of frustrated with my life and career, and I'm on camera, and all the cameras feed into the offices so everybody could watch rehearsal. And I said, mark my words, I'm going to be on this fucking show this year. Oh, look at tough guy over here with the fucking thing. Da-da-da. And I go, I will. Then I get in my car. I go, why did I say that? I'm a fucking idiot. You fucking loser. You're nothing but a loser. And then turn around, come on, AC. You know, listen in the country. Anyway, I end up on the show as a stand-up. Called my mom, of all people, the next day at the Comedy Store. Everything else I've done, I had delusional confidence. I was good. I felt like I belonged. Shit, I got to go back to Conan. And I'll never forget it. I'm behind the curtain, and I'm so scared because it's like, oh, fuck. This is like full circle. And then I look to Tony, who's one of the guys that opens the curtains. They have two stagehands who open the curtains. And I said, hey, Tony. And he goes, yeah. I go, told you. And he kicked me in the ass. He goes, get the fuck out there, kid. And that just calmed me the fuck down.
Yeah.
And I was able to have that moment. Then my favorite moment with Conan, though, was then I come back as a guest. He wants me as a guest, not stand-up. And I come out there, and he goes, Brent Morin. I walk out. He shakes my hand. He pulls me in. He goes, you owe everything to me. And then he goes, we'll be right back with so-and-so, the band. And, they have that little banter. He pulls me in. He goes, I could take it all away. And then Andy goes, tell him, boss. And I go, Mr. O'Brien. He goes, I'll take it all away. You just say it. Don't let go of my hand. That to me was like the greatest moment. Then he sent me a bottle of Dom Perignon with a great note, and he said at the end, P.S., I gave you everything. Yeah, so that's my favorite Conan moment.
I love that.
Yeah. That's up there. Okay, sorry. I have a lot of memories because I worked for The Tonight Show with Conan too. And for that 9 months, I was there for the whole 9 months. And I remember having to pin a microphone on one of the guys from ZZ Top, and they have the long beard. And it was Conan, Andy, Steve Carell, Will Ferrell, Ben Harper, and then this beard. And they go, come on, Brent. And it's a pin. So it's either his, jugular or I get it. And they're all roasting me and poking my head. Like, come on, don't mess it up. Don't stab a legend. And I'm like, look at his hand shaking. I go, it's the DTs. That was one of the most pressure-filled moments I had. And then Steve goes, you got this, but if you don't, it's over.
But if you don't, you're fucked. Oh, who gave you the best advice for your stand-up career?
Ooh. Well, I don't know if it's okay. I don't know if it's the best advice because I can't really.
Was it more like shit talking?
No, because it's actually not a stand-up.
Oh, okay.
It was my. I went to film school. I had no intention of being a stand-up.
Right.
And the best advice, I'll just say blanketed, the best advice I had that even got me into stand-up. I was a freshman in college, and I was in apparently whatever I wrote script-wise, I got into the senior class, like the symposium, with this guy, Seth Winston, who passed away. But he was my mentor, really, as a writer. And he was so brutal. And he pulled me aside one day after class. He says, I want to talk to you after class. Because I moved out here to be a writer, director, actor. Never stand-up. I had no interest. And then music as well. Just happened to be like my screaming in a pillow, thing. And he pulled me aside and he said, look, I'm going to be very honest with you. He goes, you're not good looking enough to be a headshot on a desk. And you're not a good enough writer to be a script on a desk. But when you pitch something, people listen. I think you should try stand-up. It will change your life.
Wow.
And then he goes, you'll get everything you ever wanted. And he was right, pretty much.
Awesome.
Not Top Gun, but everything else. So that was the best advice I got. That and then my father. My dad told me when I was down in the dumps and wasn't going to let him know I was living in my car at the time. He goes, look, all you ask of your children is they go for what they love and they work as hard as they possibly can to get it. And there's no more proud you should ever be. With that said, I'm so proud of you. Aww. So those are the two things, like, I tell other people. Like, not the you're ugly and you're writing shit, but just go for what you love and work as hard as you possibly can to get it. And whatever the result is, you can't regret it.
Yeah.
For
sure.
Is that a tearjerker?
Yeah.
But yeah, and then I remember I ran into Seth with his nicotine gum and his mustache and his 3-piece suit in 100-degree weather outside the Comedy Store. He just happened to be walking by. He had a problem. But I go, hey, my name's on the marquee. What, it happened. And he goes, yeah. And I realized, I don't think he remembers me.
He's like, this
Yeah.
guy.
But I like that advice. It's direct. And he wasn't wrong. All the shit happened. Like, you have to find the thing that you feel. Look, I always tell people, if you move out here to be famous, you're fucked. If you move out here because you just have to do it, not want to do it,
Right.
whatever the fucking crazy thing is, with work ethic, you can get there. Not everybody. It's not a meritocracy, and it's definitely, it's not a objective. It's subjective, and there's timing involved and luck, but luck's created by work. So it's just, you keep pushing and going, and who knows? But I always think about that. I'm like, yeah, I agree. I didn't like my headshots either.
What was family dinner like for you?
Oh, Jesus. Well, we never really had that.
Really? Okay.
Well, my parents are both high school teachers for over like 40 years, and my dad was a basketball coach, baseball coach, and so he was never home, and then my mom would teach at the local junior college at night. So we were Elio's kids, Easy Mac kids. My mom would try to cook with her Italian upbringing, but it was a horrible table for her. I was always the empathetic one. But my older brother is concert pianist, runs a city now. Little brother was a professional figure skater turned doctor. So, and my mom is genius IQ and 1600 SAT. My dad reads 4 books a week. So, and I was a desk in the hall kid. So it was a very smart ass table.
Oh, yeah.
So anything that mom tried to cook was so ridiculed. And she had what we called chip lasagna.
What the? What
Exactly.
is that?
It's basically, she didn't cook it enough, so it's like eating chips.
Oh.
And you have my brother, who's elegantly gay, so everything hurts more. Just being like, wow, one of your best efforts. Just eat the fucking lasagna and we'll fucking watch Seinfeld, and I'm not fucking dealing with this. Okay.
I know,
And then
your poor mom.
crunch,
3 boys.
crunch. And then Matthew would, like a horse, just, you hear it.
Yeah.
And go, chippy. I mean, it just hits harder, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Just chippy.
Yeah.
I like it, Mom. He likes anything because he's special. That's what he would say to me. Don't all. This is why I'm a comedian. Yeah, but no, it was a no-win situation. My dad's Irish. It's a cigar, a walk in the woods with no conversation. And then he comes back, he goes, Jerry, did you eat anything? Yeah, I ate some stuff. But he really didn't eat anything, so he'd have a bagel in the morning. So yeah, there really wasn't a family.
Yeah,
we didn't have that element.
No.
No.
Okay. Who are some people who have helped you grow?
Oh, my dad.
Yeah.
And my mom. And my little brother, rest his soul. He's always there to check
The
me.
big brother.
No, big bro too. Like
Yeah.
he called me at 18. He's 8 years older. So he called me
yeah.
at 18 and he says, we can be friends now.
Oh.
Which I totally agree because my best friend lived, Elliot, you know him.
Oh,
We were neighbors and his brother was 8 years younger than us. So it's annoying.
Yeah.
So I totally get it,
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say mostly
Your
my
whole
dad.
family, yeah.
It's my dad, really.
dad.
My dad was almost a priest, became a teacher. He's in the seminary since he was a little kid. He's just filled with life lessons and bullshit. I added bullshit because I got too insecure there. But no, he's my North Star.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gives me all life advice. Like he'll be like, remember going to Little League and shit. Like he'll do stuff like this. He'll be like, what do you want when you get older? I said, I want a big house. I want cars. I want this. I want that. And he goes, who's going to be in that house with you?
Oh.
He goes, a house is a house. A family makes a home. And then when I became famous and I'm on every bus and I'm, I got billboards all over town. He goes, how you doing? I go, I'm great, Dad. I'm doing this. I'm meeting with so-and-so. I'm doing that. He goes, how's your soul?
Oh.
you know, he always tries to keep me at a level, you know, and he checks in at the right time. He just is a speech giver,
Yeah.
you know. So him, he's the North Star. He's the king.
He is. The GOAT.
100%.
What is something you wish more people noticed about you?
Oh, boy.
Sorry, did we get a little deep on this podcast?
Just like, I want to be like, you know, like in those, I want an Emmy. And like a Tony and like a Golden Globe and like, you know, it's like I can do it. I can't. Acting.
You wish people noticed your acting?
I want people to fucking get on board with Brent. Or Pixar to fucking get out of their ass and let me play a marshmallow and something with this voice. Like, where we going? Like, come on. This voice is designed for Disney.
It is.
Whoa! I could have played Anxiety and fucking
The Inside Out.
2.
Insights.
Leave me alone, leave me alone, leave me alone.
Yeah.
See? That's acting. Or this. Get over here. Let me do good acting. Okay. Let me do good acting. Okay.
Okay.
Everybody focus, though.
Okay. We're all in it.
Okay. Tell me you're not into this movie. He's my son. Let me do it again.
Sorry. I'm ready.
You like the cast and directors I'm always dealing with. Everybody focus. That plan is my son. Give me my son. He's my son. Okay.
Give him an Oscar
Come
already.
on.
God.
I wanted Robin Williams' career.
Yeah. I think you can have that. I mean, I always tell people you're, to this day, my favorite stand-up comic because that was the first time I watched a special and it was the most theatrical comedy special I've ever seen.
That's what I'm hearing more and more of. Because I got a new one I'm working on and everybody's going, why don't you just make it a one-man show?
Yeah. Like, you're a theater kid, for sure. You're a theater kid.
Without
who's
any
just,
theater experience.
Yeah.
That's the other thing I want people to know is that I can do theater.
Yeah.
Once
Broadway.
upon a time, I've never seen the sky. Where the guns? What's happened to us? Ow, my ear! Trump. The musical.
The musical. Are you going to do that tonight at the store?
No. I'm too scared.
I'm too scared.
I can't get political. I don't read.
You'll get shot.
Dude, I don't read.
I don't read.
I don't fucking read. Like, I've learned this. Like,
I mean, I've only learned about the politics through memes.
I don't look at anything anymore. I kind of live in my own world. I got caught up with a leaf today, and I just kind of watched how it grew and died. That's all I need to know about life. Just find nature, people. Sorry. Find it.
Sorry, Ram Dass is.
No, back to
entered the
delusional
chat.
confidence. I'll be honest. When I was 25, my New Year's resolution was to dunk. Come on, guys.
Come on, guys.
I am 37 now. All right. You didn't see me at 25. I had highlights similar to yours. Didn't get there, though. Mine was orange. I tried to get it there. Bitch. She didn't. Not him, but the woman who did it. She just was not focused.
She was not.
Dropped the phone on my head twice. But yeah, I thought I could dunk. My New Year's resolution this year was to read a book. Like actually start and finish a book.
Oh, where are
Because I
we?
have books.
It's July now, so.
I read a foreword.
Okay.
And I bought some books at an airport. I bought a big one, just like to force me to read. And I fell asleep reading it. And when I woke up, it was gone. I'm not fucking around. And I couldn't find it. It's not like it's not like an AirPod. I was like, somebody just took my book. But I can't go like to the flight attendant. Somebody took my book. So I just kind of went, well, it's in better hands, I guess, you know, because I was never going to read it.
Right.
Sorry, Michelle Obama. Oh. It just was gone.
Yeah.
It was on my lap and it was gone. So some liberal thief took it, and that's gone. Or sorry, taken it. I don't know.
Took it.
I don't know. My parents are English teachers too, so I really should know rhetoric.
I really should know. I mean, I don't know, but I actually know the answer to this question, but I'll ask anyways. Who is the funniest person in your family?
Oh, my little brother.
Never mind. I didn't know the answer.
Oh, well, my mom.
Yeah, I thought it was you were going to say.
Kind of trickles down. All my two brothers are hysterical. My older brother is funny in writing. My little brother just was funny and just day to day. In fact, he won class clown. I didn't.
Yeah.
They took superlatives away. It was a whole thing for my grade because it was like I made it such a thing. Mm-hmm. And then they said, well, nobody gets anything now. And I said, but I was up for best hair. I was. I have thick mane. But yeah, I think they did that out of spite.
What's the best meal someone's cooked for you?
Cooked for me?
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody's... What? Oh, you know what? On the grandparents thing, my grandmother, Italian woman, Angie, she used to make these meatballs that I loved.
Well,
that's why I ate a meatball earlier.
Yeah.
But she would purposely make them for me all the time because that was the only thing I would eat. Because I'd come from crunchy lasagna with my mom, and then she had a whole thing going with the pot roast and those. Ooh, that was it. I was like, I just have like 9 of those.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. Throw up, get back in the game. But yeah, Angie Willis / Angie Ricardo. Yeah.
Angie Ricardo. Wow, she sounds like she could be in a Scorsese movie.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. And she was the best. Italian grandmothers are the best. Because even if you put weight on, like I'm a little heavy right now for me. I'm not in Top Gun shape. But if I came home and she was alive, she would go, "You're skin and bones."
Oh,
you
right.
know? You want to feel thin? Just go to my grandmother's house. Get some bread. Get some meatballs. You look at your waist. Oh my God, you're skin and
You're
bones.
withering away right in
Thank
front
you,
of my
Grandma.
eyes.
Thank you. Get him more meatballs. He's skin and bones. You look attractive. You should be a model. How thin you are. Thank you, Grandma. Somebody help me out of this
Kate
seat.
Moss just walked in.
Oh, I have to go to the bathroom. Oh, my little dumpling.
Oh, grandmas. What is a life event that shaped you?
Ooh, life event. Well, I'd say after I shot my first special.
Yeah.
I think that because well, I mean, there's so many.
Yeah.
But that one.
It's a hard question.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Well, there's 2, obviously, the more recent one. But
Right.
After I shot my first special, and I shot it in New York, and I had so much family, Italian side, like not my dad's side. I never met them until I was on TV. Irish, they just don't, you don't get to know. It's nothing personal. I love that they came out because my dad wasn't reaching out either. So it was good that he's hanging with his brother and shit.
Yeah.
But seeing all my aunts, uncles, cousins, all that shit. But then I remember after I shot the special, I had a nice moment with my parents in the green room. And it was like a full circle shit because they didn't know all the shit that happened to get there, the 10,000 hours. And they didn't know I was like homeless. They didn't know that all this shit was going on, that I was a construction worker poorly and, door-to-door sales, which was, oh my God, never do that. Let me tell you how bad that was. Just side note. I'm ADD, but I'm focused. I remember they dropped me off in like around here, like Calabasas. And I had all these brochures for spa treatments. They wanted me to walk into Walgreens and shit to like people and go like, hey, you want to go to a spa? Give me your credit card now, So I was kicked out of everywhere, and I had all these brochures. And I saw cool kids in a Jeep, like out of She's All That, fucking cool, hot guys.
Oh.
And maybe there were girls. I don't know. But I saw the guys. Just cool fucking high school kids. And I went to hop over like this ledge to, for some reason, try to hold cool, And my foot hit and I fell. And all the brochures in this Calabasas wind just went flying in the intersection. And I was waiting to get roasted by all these high school kids. Here's how sad it was. The guy driving the Jeep looks at me and goes, you all right, man? I went, yeah, as I'm picking up brochures. Can you get that? And they got out and helped me. That hurt way more than if they were like, loser.
Right.
So that, in a way,
pity on you.
that shaped me. But so to have that moment with my parents was an amazing one. Yeah. And then my brother, passed less than 4 months ago.
Yeah.
And one of the things I'm taking away from it, he was battling for a while. I'm not going to get into everything, but what I realized through that, especially younger bro, we were Irish twins, so attached to the hip, my best friend, closest person in my life. But the same thing when at the funeral, I was the only one who spoke, and I told everybody, you want to honor my brother? Listen to him. Listen to the shit he told you to do. Mm-hmm. He was a brilliant top 5 percentile doctor. He's about to be a partner at a hospital. And there's so many things in life that we just fucking say, yeah, and then just ignore. Mm-hmm. Time slowed down after that. And I realized, okay, wherever the world's after this is, and I do believe there's something else. I'm not a religious person by any means, but I do believe, because he visited me once in a dream, and it was the only time he visited me. And coincidentally, the same night that he visited my older brother. Oh. But when he visited me, he was in like a Great Gatsby party, and he had the hairline he always wanted, the beard he always wanted, and he was back to figure skating shape, the shape he always loved. Mm-hmm. And I'm telling him a story like this just going on, and he's looking over my shoulder, and you see feathers and all this fun. And then I go, and he kept going to the bathroom, maybe doing coke, I don't know, but he kept coming back. And then I go, can I finish my story? He goes, Brent, I'll hear it later. Aww. And I realized in that moment, I woke up happy as shit. I go, if that's where he is, that's fucking dope. So I'm like, I want to get there one day.
Yeah.
And I realized in that moment, like, okay, and I say this to like some of my friends that are very close to him, my brother is watching. Mm-hmm. So he wouldn't want you to fail. Yeah. So you got to be the best possible version of yourself. Mm-hmm. And it's easier said than done, but that's the thing I hold on to now. It's like, be mighty. His nickname was Mighty Matt because he was so fucking stubborn. But it was, he was a gay kid when it wasn't cool, flamboyant as shit, alpha. He'd punch first. I'd lose the fight for him. He'd leave. I never won a fight in my life, but I was fighting for him all the time. I mean, he would three-piece somebody and then go, take it. It's just, here's my impression of me fighting. Me bleeding and going, are you done? That's literally me my whole childhood. That's why my nose is permanently broken. But point being, that mighty shit, it's like, you got to be mighty. Yeah. So to me, this is his thumbprint, and it's on my heart. And every night I go, because he called me Squishy. That was my nickname. Because I cry at everything. And he goes, oh, you're so fucking squishy. Granted, it was like a fucking commercial for like, dogs or some shit. And then I'm crying. I cry at everything.
I think everyone cries at that.
Oh, you're so fucking squishy. So every time I'm like getting squishy, I just go, be mighty, be mighty, be mighty. Aww. So I take that. So my point is like, it could be the most tragic shit in your life. But if you don't take something from it to motivate life for you, there's no point. Yeah. Otherwise, you might as well die too. Mm-hmm. So, like I said, easier said than done. There's down days and okay days. Of course. But you got to take it like, all right, let's do it. I'm going to keep that fucking name alive. And I'm going to show you the thing you thought I could be. Yeah. And then some days you're like, I'm not getting up and I want crunchy lasagna. But, there's different things. But yeah, that's the shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. Oh, rest in peace, Maddie.
Mm-hmm.
Unpopular food opinions.
What does that mean?
Like, do you just, I guess, your own preference? Do you like pineapple on pizza? Or
No.
No? Okay.
No, fruit on pizza. Get to the point.
We're not
It's
going
like
to be friends anymore after
no.
this.
Here's my thing. It's like Diet Coke. Just have a Coke. Like if you're gonna do it, like if people that go to In-N-Out and don't get the bun, fucking get the bun. Get the animal fries. You already fucked up. You're in line.
Fucked up.
You're in line. It's like a salad at McDonald's. No, it already happened.
Yeah, you're there.
You're there. So if you're getting fucking pizza, wait, can mine be gluten-free with no cheese and some pineapple? Fuck you. You're getting pizza. Just get a fruit salad then.
Yeah.
No, if you're going for it, pull the fucking pin and go for it. You know? You can't be like, let me get the steak with the mac and cheese and the mashed potatoes and a Diet Coke. No, fuck it. Get the Coke. Get some Sour Patch Kids in the Coke. Fucking go nuts. I don't like anybody who pretends that they're not eating shitty.
Yeah. I feel like
have shit nights.
That's so much of LA too. It's like
everything
there's
out
so
here.
many restaurants.
I have a
that
gluten
dress
allergy.
up as, or there's just like so many restaurants that try to project that they're healthy, but
no, it's still fucking pasta.
Well, I also have the background of cooking, and I know what oils a lot of these restaurants use, and I know when they get their fish, and I know when they're reusing ingredients and why it's cheaper on certain days. So
yeah,
good.
It's like, and if it's after midnight, don't get a salad, don't get salmon, and then eat all the garlic knots. Like, don't fuck around. Just get to the goddamn point. Honestly, not to bring it back, but little brother, one of the reasons he left Cedar-Sinai is because he could not deal. He was an OBGYN. He could not deal with parents coming in because they read an article and be like, well, I read, and then, you know, being the fucking alpha he is, he goes, oh, you read something? Because I have fucking years of experience as a doctor.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out. And he was always like house, like in a fucking committee, having to explain himself to idiots. So he goes, I got to get the fuck out of here. These people think they know things. And he goes, and by the way, a gluten allergy doesn't exist unless you have a gluten allergy.
Yeah, you can't just have one all of a sudden.
I'm not good with gluten. It's like, no. He went, if you have a gluten allergy, we'll see it.
Yeah.
And it's not less fattening.
Yeah.
And that's what he told me. So, my whole thing is go for it. If you're in McDonald's, get the number 2, fries, Coke, 6 nuggets, sweet and sour sauce. Fucking fat shame yourself afterward. Take all your clothes off. Look at your fucking little penis. Just go, you're not doing this tomorrow. You piece of shit. It's 1 a.m. What are you, in high school? You piece of fuck. Do that and then take a shower.
Go eat.
Yeah.
Take a shot.
So no pineapple on pizza. Get it on the side.
Ew.
That's ew? You know what? Come to my restaurant. It's just nothing but fruit on pizzas.
It's just nothing but, I wouldn't run
Have a
that
lukewarm
kind of
fucking pineapple on a slice of pizza. Ugh.
You know what?
It's like eating a sponge.
Okay. I'm open-minded. I understand your pain.
This isn't couples therapy. Why are you talking like this? I hear you. I'm listening.
I'm here.
And we'll talk in the car.
Yeah. Well, we'll have this discussion off camera about the pineapple on pizza situation.
Well, if you like it, go for it, I guess.
Yeah. Well, then.
See how much I back down? So I can't run for president. Yeah, maybe he's right.
I was just
That's what they should do in a debate. Somebody should just go, yeah, maybe he's right.
Well, I was just telling someone today about your whole ask me twice.
Oh, yeah. That's still a problem. I got to figure that out. Yeah. Brian, want a shot? No, I drove. Come on. All right.
All right. I got to be up in the morning. Nah, you're coming out.
No, I can't. Come on. All right. It really still gets me in trouble. I'm not that creative. It's just life told out.
I know. Yeah.
She's knows. She's knows, I just said.
She's knows.
Hey, she's knows.
He just
like a newsie right now. Come on, boss.
What is something you feel you're deserving of?
$18 million.
Yes. I think we all
That's
are
it.
sometimes.
I don't need anything else. Just $18 million, and I'll make it or lose it the way I want.
The way I want.
Pineapple pies. Let's see who
You'll
comes.
open up a
Actually, in
pineapple
LA,
pizza
everybody
shop.
will be there. And the good thing is it's good for you. No, it isn't.
It'll be a gluten-free, dairy-free pineapple on pizza shop.
No, I'm Irish Catholic, man. I don't think I'm deserving of anything. I think respect is earned, and I think you have to work for everything in your life, and I think you have to have gratitude for where you came from. So I think it's arrogant to think you deserve something. Truly. Life is service. So I have a gift that I don't know where it came from. There is a particular thing that I can do that happens to work in a ridiculous medium of this rock we're on. Mm-hmm. And I don't take that for granted. It's whether I chip it away properly or I fuck it up royally. Mm-hmm. That's up to me. But the ability in there is just something. I never had a voice lesson. I never, had an acting coach. I never had all these. But for some reason, I could do that. I lose my keys every day. I can't fucking spell. I can't do certain things. God, I haven't been to the DMV since I was 18 here. I still have a Connecticut license. Because I don't like doing things like that. It's foreign to me. I have no interest. But yeah, I think it's service. I think you have to be aware of what you have. I have an ability in something that people can't do in a particular field that gets glorified for some ridiculous reason, and I'm aware of how ridiculous it is. I think teachers should get paid more than fucking us. So it's just, I don't think I'm owed anything, ever. I don't think anybody is.
You'd be a great father. I actually mean that. I feel like, sorry. I just think you have.
Well, it's all my dad.
Yeah. Well, when I hear like stuff like that, I'm like, oh, that's such like a fatherly thing to say.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a hitter, though. No. No, I'm not.
You're like, but I do think we should bring that back.
Oh, can't wait till
Child
he gets
abuse.
bigger. Hey. All right. Okay. No curfew. Still love me? Fuck you. No swearing in the house. Where's your mother? She left. That's right. Pineapple on pizza. There's no fruit on pies. Unless it's a fruit pie.
That's why she left. What is your death row meal?
Oh, boy. Death row meal. Mm-hmm. Fucking Italian.
Yeah.
Right away. I'd say grandma's meatballs with vodka sauce and penne pasta.
Wow.
And then 2 pieces of Olive Garden breadsticks. Then, Larson's bread basket, Larson's Steakhouse. That's in Encino. It's fantastic. And then a petite filet from there, medium rare. And then pineapple pizza. And then just a side of pineapples that I throw in the person's face going, I don't care if I die. Any final words? Yeah. No fruit on pizza. And then that's how I go out.
That's how you go out.
Oh, and a stiff fucking Wild Turkey 101 on the rocks. Ooh, and a cigar.
I'm about to go to Cuba. Do you want me to bring you one back?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm supposed to bring Chris back one, too.
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Need the good stuff.
Yeah. So we have some questions.
Yeah. Actually, I kind of want to elaborate on your death row meal. What do you think you would do to end up in death row?
Death row. Well, what do I think I would do?
Yeah,
or
what's like the most likely reason you would even be
serial
on death
killer,
row?
I think. I mean,
You're gonna swap this.
I mean, if I'm going to be on death row, I need the
do
fanfare. So, look at me. Can't just be I stabbed a wife, It's got to be fucking
Gotta do some Ted
ridiculous.
Bundy
oh,
stuff.
some crazy shit. Just, I would get nuts.
The wheels
Puppet
are
murderer. No.
Puppet murderer? He
Wait, let me
murdered
figure out
all
my
of
name.
Sesame Street.
No, I'm figuring it out. Because I have a Muppet that's me.
Oh,
when
the
I
Muppet
did-
murders people?
Oh, Muppet murderer. Okay, I'm a Muppet murderer. And I got a Muppet. and he always has the razor blades. And I go, "Whoa, whoa, please stop. I only kill guys." That's something that a lot of serial killers pussy out of. I'm all guys.
Not Jeffrey Dahmer.
Oh, that's true. And don't correct me.
I'm sorry.
Kill one woman.
and it's Lumi Ray.
And my goal is, the silly man murderer. And I always tie balloons to tits and penises. And that's how I leave my mark. The balloon guy. And then when I die, I just go, yeah, that's what, yeah, I have to be the balloon murderer.
Bandit.
Balloon bandit. Yeah, balloon bandit.
So that's how
I think that
that's
answers
how
it.
Brent dies.
I was also curious. Did you ever reconnect with Ed Sheeran?
He was asking me about your affair with Ed Sheeran.
No. Man, I miss him. We had a real bond. We really did. He wouldn't even remember me anymore. No, Ed and I, Ed is me in a lot of ways. You can attest to that. Ed is his songs, just so
Yeah.
you know. He is Irish like me,
No.
drinker like me.
Sorry. He's from. Sorry, actually, you told me not to correct you.
Go ahead.
He's,
Well, I got a
he's
balloon
from,
for
he's
you.
From, he's from England.
Yeah, but he's Irish descent. A lot of people, you know what? You know
Okay,
what?
sorry.
Do you have a balloon?
Do you have a balloon? I'm good. I think
He's
I
a
shot
great
her up.
kisser. Smells like vanilla.
Oh.
Oh, God, he's such a great man. He really is. And has such a talent. He's the reason I have little guitars now.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we had a romance. So he did Undatable Live, season 2, and Bill Lawrence, our boss, now famous from Ted Lasso, but also Scrubs, Spin City, everything, my mentor in the business side of shit, lied to Ed and said we had a hit show to get him on. It was right when Thinking Out Loud happened. I mean, he's a great hustler. And he goes, no, you got to get on this. Millions of people see it.
Millions of people see it.
Because Ed goes, so this is like a big show. And I'm like, yeah. What? And Bill's like, Brent, why don't you go to the dressing room and get your hair fixed? I'm like, oh, fuck. And I had to because I was balding. But we were doing live shows. This is how our relationship happened. This happens with a lot of Irish and white people that are sensitive, that are also drinkers. I do the East Coast feed. We did an East Coast and West Coast live show. Ed's on it. And after the East Coast, in the episode, I get smacked by Minnie Driver, smacked by Zach Braff, smacked by everybody. I get waxed by Krista Lee. I'm bleeding because he didn't listen to the goddamn instructions. So my nipple's bleeding. And then I'm in hair and makeup, getting my nipple fixed because now I got to redo it for the West Coast. And Ed, I didn't know Ed was in there. I should have. The only ginger there. But I didn't notice because of blind rage and pain. And he goes, mate, after you get touched up, you want to come to my room and do a shot? And I went, oh, no, I can't. And he goes, come on. I went, all right. Asked me twice.
Asked me twice.
I go to his room and I take a shot. And he's just like his music, just sensitive, just laid out shots with limes already cut, one light. And he's got like 2 bodyguards that look like extras from Snatch. That are sitting in the dark, because he wanted mood lighting, I guess. So we take one shot, and I go to the next episode, and he goes, is that all you're going to do? I'm already 5 in. And then you hear the Snatch guys go, and I'm like, well, no, because I got to act. He goes, come on. I went, all right. So I did and I did another shot, and then I go, all right, now I'm done. And he goes, come on, mate. Bill gave me the good stuff. Bill Lawrence gave him Don Julio 1942.
Ouch.
I said, Ed, I don't even eat before these shows because I puff. And he goes, what? I go, I puff. And he goes, what? I go, no jawline. It's puffed because I'm clean shaven. I look like Steve Buscemi after a night of drinking. It's just heavy faced. What the fuck happened to you? Did you just get out from under the lake? It just looks like I slept upside down. So I went, I can't, I puff. And he goes, come on, he gave me the good stuff. And I went, all right. He asked twice. So I take a third shot, which is fine for me, sadly, because I have a high tolerance. And I walk out. We have an hour before the show, too, so I'm fine. But I walk out, I see Bill Lawrence. He goes, what are you doing in Ed's room? And I just went, you gave him the good stuff. And so then he only shows up in the beginning of the episode and the end. It's an hour episode. The end of the episode, he's wasted. And he's supposed to smack me and hug me. But then he asked Rick Glassman, another cast member who I was talking about on the show, he asked him, this is how sweet he is, do you think he'd mind if I kissed him? And Rick looks at him and goes, are you kidding? That's his wheelhouse. Because I had already, as my little brother had said, I've kissed more people on television he's probably kissed in his whole life. Men.
Yeah, men.
And he's not even my first redhead. Santino was. So
Shout out to Santino.
who is an aggressive kisser. He's just like his act, just fucking fiery and bitey. Ed is sensual. He's fucking love him. But you feel safe with Ed. You feel property of Santino. You're staying with me, okay? So he kisses me, and then after that, he was, of course, I didn't care. And he was like, mate, so many rappers won't work with me after this. I remember Chris going, congratulations, you're famous now. And he goes, I wish he kissed me. I'll never forget him saying that before he waxes me. He goes, so this nipple now? And I go, no! And then made both nipples bleed. Anyway, long story short, end up wasted, blackout. And I never get blackout, but we have the good stuff. So, and we don't know if we're coming back. This is the end of the show. Basically, Bill's saying if it ends, at least we ended on this note. Yeah. So me and Ed are just roaming around with this Don Julio. And then he grabs another one from Bill, and Bill's looking for his Don Julio, but I have it. And we're just giving it to the crew, giving it, yeah, come on, the good stuff. And then me and Ed are fucking singing and dancing. It's so fucking, bottom of the boat Titanic shit, just we're in storage. And I wake up the next day, luckily, in my bed, not remembering, completely unprofessional as somebody on the call, like something Conan would never do. Just blackout, probably said so many rude things, had political ideas I didn't know I had, just shit probably spewing out of my mouth that was so negative. Well, I think he's wrong for no reason, probably. And just, par for the course. Mm-hmm. And I wake up to a text that says, Ed Sheeran. And I look, and it just says, cunt. And I go, hey. It's like 7 a.m. And I go, is this really you? And he goes,
this really you?
LOL, you don't remember? And I go, oh, he LOLs.
Oh, he LOLs.
And then he sends a photo of him dragging me on the floor when I'm wasted. And then he goes, I love you, mate. And I was like, yeah, I love you too. And then I was in my second date. This is 2 weeks later. I'm on my second date with the girl I ended up dating, like actual relationship. Mm-hmm. And we're driving by the Hollywood Bowl, and it says Ed Sheeran. And this is before our second date, like literally just driving. And I go, oh, shit, Ed's here. She goes, yeah. I said, I should hit him up, see if we can get tickets. It was that night. And she goes, yeah, right. You have Ed's number. And I go, I do, I think. So I hit him up, and I go, hey, man, how you been? See, you're at the bowl. This is a pro. He goes, how many? I need to know now because I got to get it in because it's like 4 p.m. And I go, 2? And he goes, gotcha, mate. And I go, really? He goes, love you, cunt. And then, by the way, in England, that's fine.
Yeah.
All right, he's British. But keep in mind, I don't think this exists. And I kept saying to her, just so you know, like, I don't know if this is real. It's probably not real. Tickets aren't there. Like, I've never been hooked up. I go, just so you know, we take an Uber to the bowl. I go up to, like, the will call, just right there. I've never been to the bowl either. So I go, I have tickets. Who gave them to you? Ed Sheeran. I know what concert it is. Who gave it to you? Ed Sheeran. Ed Sheeran gave me your tickets. Ed Sheeran. I told you they're not here. And then she goes, no. We have to go up and around over here. And I go, huh? And I guess you walk up to get to the backstage tickets that the band gives, which I'm like, how the fuck do you know this? You know, how do you know which door to go through?
It's not her first rodeo.
Yeah, she was beautiful. Good for her. Live your life. But fucking Imagine Dragons, probably. Anyway, sorry, they're religious. Yeah, but then I still go, they're probably not here. They're not here. They're not here. The last one, Brent, me, dead center, front row, 2 seats, dead center.
Oh my God.
So I sent him a text of the stage going, I must be a great kisser. And he goes, love you, cunt. And I was wearing an H&M Hawaiian t-shirt. I know. I don't know why I put that on. After the show, he goes, I said, hey, I'm going to go to the Comedy Store if you want to get a drink. Let's get a drink. Thanks for the tickets. It was amazing. Made me look so cool in front of this girl I think I'm in love with. And he goes, sorry, mate, I'm not drinking tonight. I'm going out with my ex-girlfriend. And I said, well, then you are drinking. Hit me up after. Thinking that's it. Hits me up at 1 a.m. He goes, where you at, mate? And I go, I'm at the Comedy Store. Come. He goes, no, I'm at Saddle Ranch. And I go, well, fuck Saddle
Oh my
Ranch. Come here.
God.
We'll go to the back bar. He goes, no, I'm with my crew. He hangs out with all his crew guys, his tech guys. I love that. So he goes, no, we got it set up here. I said, I'll walk down. So I walk down with Jason Collins and his brother. Second we get there, he kisses Jason on the lips, kisses David on the lips. I'm jealous. I thought it was just me.
Yeah.
You know, he meets her, and then he pulls me around. He goes, can I talk to you about this date? And he goes, and then he's talking to me about love and like, I just don't know who I am of this. And I go, oh my God, you are your songs.
Your songs.
And I go, what do you think of this girl? I've never felt like this. And he goes, mate, if you feel it, you go for it. And I go, big mistake.
Big mistake.
Thanks. It's not on her. It was on me. I wasn't ready. All right. She's a great woman. Just got married. Good for her. But then we get back and we're taking a photo and he goes, can I ask you a question? And I go, yeah. He goes, why the fuck did you wear that shirt? And I go, did you notice? He goes, I could not stop looking at that shirt. He goes, sold out show, candles and everything. I'm going, why the fuck is Brent wearing this fucking Hawaiian shirt? Do you know your nipples are hard? Because I said, there's no way you saw me. He goes, you're right in the light. And he's just me going, but I do, duh, with hard nipples, duh, and sweating. And he goes, do you have a sweating problem? I go, so the whole time you're working the pedal, he goes, I could not stop looking at you. He goes, I feel bad for the crowd. And you ruined my show. But then, after that, I never heard from him again. And I heard he got off phones and shit. My mom sent me that. But I love Ed. And go see him. It's one of the best shows I've ever seen. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, there's an Ed question.
So, if this wasn't the weirdest thing we got into, what is the weirdest situation you've put yourself in for the bit?
Oh,
For the bit?
Yeah.
Ooh. Oh, boy. For the bit. Well, I don't ever intentionally go in for the bit. Like, hey, I got to do this. But I did remember when I was starting as a stand-up, I wasn't saying anything. And I realized it's because all I'm doing is 50 shows a month and nothing else. I'm not going out. I'm not even enjoying college life. I'm not having mistakes or regrets. I'm not doing things that allow me to have stories. So I started saying yes instead of no to everything. And that got me in some dicey situations, to say the least. I think one of the weirdest ones was I was in El Paso, Texas, and I think I was still a PA at Conan, but I was able to headline like bar shows and stuff where they pay like $600 and they give you gas money or whatever, or flight, like $200 for the flight, and they put you up in like a motel. But $600 to me was like 60 grand. So I was like, yeah, and I get the headline. And I remember I did a Sunday show, and all the other shows were, 30 people. Sunday shows sold out. So in my mind, I go, I must have done a good job. And they go, no. This biker gang rents out once a month, this club. And they're putting chicken wire up around the stage, like Roadhouse. And
Oh, no.
I'm like, why? They go, they like to throw things. So it's 200 bikers.
Oh, my God.
And I start my act, and they're laughing. They're like they're fun guys. And then they start throwing shit, and I'm at my wit's end. And I finally go, "You guys think you're tough? You match. You're wearing leather vests, and one of you knows how to sew. One of you sews." And I'm like out of my body, like, fuck it, I'm dying in El Paso. Like, I said, one of you fucking sits there going, we're going to fuck them up. Like, and they loved it, thank God.
Thank God.
And then, I get off stage and the adrenaline kicks in, like, took a risk, and they go, they want to meet you. They want to get you a drink. Uh-huh. And this is where I thought, if I don't die, this would be good for comedy. So that was a moment where I didn't have to ask me twice. I said, all right, I'm in. And then they said, where you staying, man? I go, like a mile away at this place. In my head, I go, don't tell them. They go, we'll take you. And I go, all right. Didn't have to ask twice.
Yeah.
So I get on the back of this guy named, what the hell was his name? Boom. It was Boom.
Yeah.
This is Boom.
Yeah.
Big guy. So I got the back of a Harley and fucking like 80 bikers drive me into this motel. And I'm like, and I go, have a good night, man. Have a good night, Brandon. I go, all right, it's Brent. What? No, it's Brandon. And I go, nice to meet you, Boom. See you guys. The border's right there. They could have just taken me in the Juarez, but they didn't. And then I remember getting to the room going, but now I have that story. So that was a moment where I said, I even thought, because you could see the border, like straight out of fucking Sicario.
Yeah.
Where they like fireworks. You could see like fire. And I go, man, it's right there. And I got on that bike strictly for comedy.
Yeah.
Because I was like, if I go to Juarez, I think I made fun of them enough that they like me, but I also think that they felt bad for me.
Oh.
Because I'm here doing this, and and I was funny. I wasn't like, fuck you.
No.
I made good points.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, they did that, and they gave me chewing tobacco. I threw that up, and then Boom. Shout out to Boom.
Shout out to Boom.
But yeah, that was a moment where I put bit.
A bit before yourself.
Yeah.
I know you mentioned being homeless. What was the hardest part about that, or do you have any tips?
Well, also
Homeless tip.
when I say homeless, I'm not saying like I was out there for months or anything. It was just I had like 2 weeks of like figuring out where I'm going to have to go, not telling anybody. I would couch surf, but then I would just sleep in my car. It's just find a place with shade that nobody's going to knock, and it was just like a little road bump, in the journey. But I wasn't really concerned.
You weren't tense.
I had delusional confidence.
Yeah.
That's really what it was. I was like, one day they'll know. Yeah. Under a fucking highway overpass, just, yeah. Fuck you, Shia LaBeouf. I'm next. I could be a transformer too. Yeah, that was pretty much it.
Do you have a favorite memory with your little brother that you would like to share?
I mean, there's so many.
Yeah.
Well, God, there's so many. Well, there's a few times not to make it morbid, I almost killed him by accident a few times. I taught him how to swim. I taught him how to ride a bike. I taught him how to ski. And all three of those things, he was a daredevil. Like, I'd be like, don't do this, but Mighty Matt's stubborn. And then he would just jump in the deep end. And then I'd have to go save him. Or don't go down the Black Diamond. We're going to go down. And he's going down the Black Diamond. And then I'd have to put my pole into his jacket. And he's just laughing like, oh, we almost died. But I'd say one of my favorite memories. Well, I got banned from figure skating clubs. Just because judges, they were idiots. He was so good, but you can't root at a figure skating competition the same way you root at a regular sporting event. I learned that. Because I'd be like, get that shit! You got it! Spin! Tighten! Fuck yeah! That's a 5! Because I'm just used to baseball, basketball with my dad. So me and my dad weren't allowed anymore. to these competitions. And I tried to throw a chair over the plexiglass and it hit me in the face. It was embarrassing. But I got banned from a movie theater once because I got in a fist fight during Bring It On. This sums my brother up perfectly. So I'm in like middle school. My brother's in middle school. Bring It On, a competitive high school cheerleading movie. And, no cars, no cell phones. And it's a matinee. I don't know why I had to add that, but it was daytime. And my brother really wanted to see the movie. And I secretly really wanted to see the movie. And we go to this matinee and we're sitting there watching the movie. And these fucking girls, like, here's the thing. Back then, Bring It On was such a big hit with tweens that they would go see it repeatedly and then do the cheers in the aisles.
Right.
So these two girls are doing the cheers during the fucking movie. And my brother is just nudging me, going, look at these bitches. Can they sit the fuck down? And I go, yeah, right. And I always say this, I've said this for years. I might light the match, but my little brother throws it in the dry forest. Like, he is the confrontational one. So he looks at the two girls and goes, excuse me, bitches. And only an elegantly gay man can get away with saying, excuse me, bitches. And they're like, yes, as if it's their fucking names. And he goes, look, if you're good enough to be in the movie, you would, but you're not. So why don't you sit the fuck down like the rest of us? And then he looks at me and he goes, simpletons. And I didn't know what that word was. And he would use words I never knew. So I would just look away and go, simpletons. What I didn't know is their 5 brothers were behind us. And this is right when stadium seating happened. It's like the first time it's like this.
Yeah.
And so they got advantage. And the older brother leans down and looks at me and goes, hey, man, you're talking to my fucking sisters like that. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. My little brother doesn't hesitate. He turns around and he goes, well, maybe if you had a brain in your head, you could tell him to sit the fuck down so I didn't have to. And then he turns around and looks at me and he goes, simpletons. And I go, are you a fucking hologram? We're going to get kicked in the head. So now I'm watching the movie like this, and he's like it's sociopathic. He's just like, I'd like her. I'm like, how are you invested in the movie? We're dealing with a whole thing back here. Anyway, one of the brothers throws a popcorn at my little brother's head. Now, one thing I do know is cooked popcorn never hurts. Really, you can't make that hurt. But in my mind, it was a brick, So I yelled, that's my brother! And I jump up, no bullshit, full adrenaline, jump up. They must have been scared for a second because I had no plan. I fucking high jumped over the like they must have thought like it's a wizard, and I landed in their laps. No bullshit. I don't today I go to movie theaters. I go, how the fuck did I do that? Like that's the highest I've ever jumped.
Yeah.
But I landed, missed the cup holders, by the way, landed right in their laps, and they just beat the shit out of me, laying down. And they fucking, like, the Berenstein Bears just went down the line, like, oldest to youngest. So the youngest one is just punching my dick. I'm not fucking around. Just, and I'm like, oh, wow, fuck. And my brother's still watching the movie. Doesn't help. The lights go up because somebody complains. I get banned from the movie theater, but we got to wait for my mom. Because there's no cell phones. You can't call. She just knows when the movie ends.
Yeah.
So imagine my mom, though. You have a flamboyant, gay, figure skating son and me, close. You dropped us off at a competitive high school cheerleading movie. And then she pulls up, I have an ice pack. I'm bleeding. And he's doing triple axles in the parking lot while we wait. Could give 2 shits about, he goes, you're aggressive.
Oh my God.
Fuck you. And my mom's like, what happened? I go, the movie is intense, but we're not allowed here anymore.
We're not allowed back.
That's one of those memories that's been sticking out to me recently.
Aw.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's it. Where can the fans find you?
BrentMorin.com and Brent Morin for everything else.
Mm-hmm.
I got a podcast coming out eventually, and then I'm working on a new tour. I fired a bunch of people, so I'm going to have a whole tour probably in the fall and then shoot my next special.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah.
you guys know where to find me, Lumi Ray, and thank you for coming on.
Love it.